Szewczaks. It's me, Maja Szewczak, and welcome to another Idea Sunday. Today we have this bead and this used car light bulb. My mom let me use it after that one ran out, and she let me use it for Idea Sunday, so we're going to do it in this episode. That light bulb does not work anymore, so there's no light bulbs wasted on this episode. Just to let you know. Okay, let's start doing the episode. Let's use this and glue the components together before actually doing something, because I'm planning to make this a grandfather clock or a city clock out of these pieces. We're going to make a city clock. Let's glue the bow, and I think let's try to put like a Indian blue over the brown light bulb to see what happens. That turns green. Okay. Maybe I should do red instead of that, but the bow is red. So, let's try it. I just want to do the marker before gluing on the used light bulb. So deep red. That looks better. There. Now it's the time to glue it on into this. But the light bulb needs something to support it being inside so it doesn't fall off. We can use these to support the light bulb for this. And there. Maybe because that light bulb is top heavy and it's not made for such purposes, it keeps doing that, but I don't really care what's the purpose of it if it doesn't work anymore. So we're changing it anyways. I just said there's no waste of light bulbs, but yet that one does not work anymore. And my mom did let me use it in a YouTube episode, so I'm not wasting it doing this. I'm actually recycling them for YouTube episodes and dollhouse items. So that's why I felt okay to do this to a light bulb. These things will be covered later, just needed something to support the light bulb staying on. Now this needs to dry. Before it dried, I thought this wasn't working out, so I extended the paper, the gluing on paper, as well as me adjusting the light bulb position for the clock, and I figured out I need to do this in this piece of plastic to also glue that on. The support will be better this way. Trying not to get the white glue onto the light bulb. Just kept on trying to do this right. Ah! No! No! Okay. Okay. Should be it. No! I was just trying to clean out the plastic thing. And this happened. But I do get it. That is top heavy, the light bulb. So that's why I needed to add some heavier supports to hold it. Okay, I think we're also going to need the clear glue, the clear drying glue. Alright, let's just glue that on. Like this. So why do I keep readjusting that light bulb? I keep on doing it and doing it. Well, hopefully it will glue into the position I want it to eventually. Yes, we're going to need more of that. Maybe the speed will solve this problem. Let's see. Okay, Let's just put that back on. That plastic casing for the city clock that I'm making. Some things will be just covered up. So, there. There. Now let's get the bow into it. The bow decoration. Finally get it back in. And this can be folded around, and this can stay here. And there we go. Time to let it dry. I covered the inside of the plastic with white acrylic paint. Also for the bow, it does need to dry, however it will be in a different color. This is just the start of the project. Then I tried to make a macrame bead base for the clock, but this is what unfortunately happened. But I can try to fix that problem. Let's just restart this and hope for the best. That this doesn't happen again. Maybe I needed to let it dry longer or what. But yet, it's still an interesting video to watch for you. I hope so. Because I may have to start mentally preparing for this to turn out into a failure video. Like a fail video. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Let's just glue it to the actual plastic like this onto the side, hoping it will work out. You know, light bulbs aren't meant to be for this, but I was trying my best. But yet that light bulb does not work, so I feel like it's okay to try. Yet this is starting to become one of the hardest idea Sundays I've ever done because of the light bulb. I've been putting it off. Although my mom let me use it, I've been putting it off. I don't know what has gotten into me that I should try it, but I'm no quitter. You just need to get into the I'm no quitter spirit at this point. So hopefully I'll get over that hardest part of it. I hope. Maybe it's better this way. Just, you can see that I'm just wording the video in ways that I'm figuring it out, and not really that I can trust myself to actually do it in a way that I hoped to do it, and it kind of shows that I was really trying to make that work. That does not look good. Yet the light bulb is looking like a gummy fish thing. No! No! Please let me do this. Okay, fine. Well, just it doesn't look. It looks really messy now from all these gluing on the light bulb attempts. I maybe need to cover it in glue and glitter. You see, I'm figuring things out. Maybe let's get it into this tub of glitter. And ta-da! I was really hoping to use it in a doll city clock, but now I don't know if that's possible. Well, now since I've glittered it, I think it's better to put it on the roof of the clock. Of the Gummy Fish River City clock. Well, just let this dry. Maybe I'll just put that on the roof. I was going to put it inside the clock, but didn't work out. Let's hope this will be better. And then I will color the fish. When the fish dries. It dried. I'm surprised. How well is the light bulb holding up like this, although it's top heavy? I just went to do something else and just not think about it. And just doing something else just takes my mind off it until it dries. So if you do use used light bulbs for these things, just keep in mind that you need to be patient in order for the light bulb to work. I was preparing this video to be a failure video, but yet it's not, surprisingly. It's not. And this is how it all dried. Now I will need more color to put more colors into it, because that's meant to look like that. So let's go over that with coral pink. Although it did dry, I still need to be careful with it, just in case it comes up, because it is wiggling. But there's nothing I can do about it, so I'm just going to have to do that carefully. See, I warned you if you do this. So going over with coral pink. And good thing it's like not a reference, because I didn't need to make a reference picture to follow, because if I did, this would go horribly wrong, and the reason why I did it without a reference picture saved this project from a lot of disaster failures. But one reason is that it's the light bulb. It's the car light bulb that is used up, and I was trying to use it for that. So that's what I think. I'm going to add some cool mint and purple glitter. Maybe just some purple here. And use a paintbrush to spread the glitter glue that I've added to make that even more colorful. Like this. Just to give it something more interesting, but it's still subtle enough. And the cool mint, I've used it a lot, so that's what the battered packaging telling you. The cool mint got packaging, and now I got really battered and used a lot. There. That looks better. Now, before this dries, I'm going to give it a knife and ice. So I'm just drawing my font to it. And I'm also going to use beads for the eyes. Just like that. Well, now they have to be adjusted. Let's just adjust these eyes. And let's let the fish dry. The fish decoration. Because that was the best way possible to use that light bulb in Idea Sunday. I will also paint the boat turquoise, pastel turquoise, just so it's similar to this color, fluorescent blue. Trying to color match that as accurately as possible. I could have just put markers on this, but I didn't realize that markers and the correct paint tended to fade. Although they just tended to fade on this, so I just need to make something a little bit more permanent. Just paint it on with acrylic paints. Trying to mix up as accurate of a color as I can. So mix. Compare. That's very close to frost blue. Time to paint it all over the bow. Just so it's all covered up in it. And it looks like this. Now we're going to mix up another color. Let's add some purple to make it more of a purple tint. Let's use some of this pink to try to see what color it mixes into. Grayish turquoise, which is not what I was trying. What could we do? This ultramarine blue, is it the answer? With hints of neon pink. Maybe. Let's see. That's more like it. That's like indigo, though. Yet, I do like that color, that bluish purple color. I changed my mind about that flower decoration. So I think that bluish purple is actually perfect for this here. I've decided to just paint it over and get rid of that window because it's a clock anyways. The clock part will be added, but let's let this dry first. On top of it, I've added wire and beads for the clock hands and glued it on. Time to let it dry. Actually, I'll reposition it. There. Time to let this dry. The hands on the clock have dried. Then with a ball pen, I've added the clock numbers. And it's looking like this. And now we're going to turn this into a clock post. Let's make the clock post. So I have this tin with the plastic removed from it. And now we're going to use a lot of wire, the thicker wire, to make the clock post heavy enough to stay up the way I want it to. Something like this. Off camera, I stitched the clock onto the post with thread and wool, just so it stays forever. And I need to adjust that post, but it can stand on its own if it posts right. So there's a lot of figuring out in that one, and I think that was the hardest to make idea Sunday I've ever done. First that light bulb situation, and now the clock post situation. This was really the Wild West of idea Sundays. The most unpredictable and the hardest one to make, but yet, is it possible to do? Well, if you want to try it for yourself, you'll just have to figure lots of things out. But maybe don't attempt it if you're just trying to do the heist items for the first time, because that's a challenge, not for the weak. I think I'll add even more wire to that. Phenomenon. I've added wire on like this, and this area I want to cover up with some fake tulips. So I'm bending the wire on to cover it up, so we cannot see the transition between the post and the clock thing, because the clock tower better look good in front of all the city. They're pretty, but we need more than that. Let's use these flowers to cover up another part of the wiring in the transition between the post and the clock area. Okay. And hide it. This comment there. This stuffing, I removed it from that flower, and it's looking like this. Just trying to make this look good. You're just going to have to trust my process in order to understand my process. Off camera, I added some sparkles on the bow, the clock, and a lot of flowers and candy all over the decorations, because I was trying to make it look good and look like I've actually took the time and effort to make this city clock look good. But what about this area? I think I'll just make it look like a tree bark, cause it looks like one already. With all the brown and green here. I had to re-glue the gummy fish's eye because it fell off, and I'm also adding glitter glue to add some more sparkles to it, perhaps to some of the flowers that I have added on it. And here we're just painting over it. And that's just to not waste any glue. Do this. And let's let it dry. For this, here, I think I'll paint it the same color as the clock tower. So I'm going to have to mix up that same paint mix to get that same color. It's good to remember your paint mixes. Or I've decided now that I want to now do it in the color of the bow that I put somewhere here. So mixing. I think it needs more turquoise. Let's mix some more of that into the white too. Now we're ready to paint the tin that correct color. And I'm trying to avoid painting the stems because I want it to look like plants. And if the plants are green and brown, so I want to avoid painting stems accidentally. So that's why I'm very carefully painting. And I don't like masking because it can be satisfying and blocking out paint where I don't want it painted, but it produces waste, which I don't really want. Just don't want to generate trash while I do it. So that's why I don't mask my work and just paint carefully. Like this. And also here. Also painted the base so I can ensure that's painted correctly in terms that just in case I'll see what's underneath the base. That's why I painted it. And now we'll have to let it dry. It dried and that's the finished product. So Szewczak, what do you think of this clock? Although it was a hard to do project, I nailed it anyways. The light bulb was hard to glue on, but I succeeded. And I find it also hard to figure out how is it going to be stable yet look good. But please tell me what you think of it. And bye, Szewczaks. See you in another video. Bye.